Hi guys, and welcome back to Optimize FPL. We're going to take a look at the Game Week 12 selection. Sorry it's been a while. I had my computer being repaired, so haven't had a chance to make a video. So yeah, but we're going to get into it. We're going to start looking at the lineups and any potential transfers I want to make this week. Let's get into it. Okay, so to start off with goalkeeper, we've got Ramsdale against Liverpool away. Very terrible fixture for him, but I'm hoping that we can maybe, if he somehow keeps a clean sheet, he's a god, but I really doubt it. I'm more expecting just some bonus points potentially from all the saves he's going to be making, and the potential passing he's going to be doing in the back. So that's what I'm hoping for. Maybe like one bonus point and one extra point for save points. But yeah, other than that, not expecting too much from him. We got the two Chelsea boys in the back. We got Rudiger and Chilwell. They're both playing Leicester away. I'm a little bit worried about this one, but I don't know. I don't think that Leicester have been too good this season, and I think Chelsea's defense is just too good to pass up on. It seems like all their players are coming back from the international break pretty healthy, which is nice, so I think they're going to do quite well. Yeah, somebody else that's been in incredibly hot form is Cancelo for Man City against Everton at home. I think that they can keep a clean sheet pretty easily. DCL still isn't back, so I'm not too worried about that. And yeah, overall, I think that Manchester City, just like Chelsea, have such an amazing defense that you can't really bench them. The last defender we're looking at is Trent Alexander-Arnold against Arsenal at home. I'm really excited for this one. As a Tottenham fan myself, I'm expecting for Liverpool to hopefully keep a clean sheet and maybe even score some goals. Although it does hurt because I have Ramsdale, but you know, club over fantasy, right? So I'm hoping that that Liverpool can do well, and I think they will. Arsenal's defense, although has been improving, I don't expect them to do too well, and their forward line has been okay, but I feel like they've been missing a lot of big chances, and with Van Dijk and Matip in the back, I'm sure they can do well. A bit disappointing that Robertson looks like he's going to be injured and not playing, so we're going to have to bring in, or they're going to have to bring in Shimikas. He played really well at the beginning of the season. He could be something to look at in the future. Potentially bring him in for maybe like Livermento, or if I really need to downgrade somebody, I could bring him in for Rudiger, and then upgrade somewhere else. Let's move on to our midfield. So we're going through our midfield trio this week. Salah, Rafinha, and Foden. I'll go through them one at a time. We'll look at Salah first against Arsenal. Man's in red-hot form. Doing it for Egypt, doing it for Liverpool. He's just been amazing, so definitely not a bench. It's unfortunate that the players around him look like they're starting to get injured, like Firmino and Mane, and I think even Henderson I remember seeing was injured, or maybe that was Milner, one of the two, I can't really remember. But it's just unfortunate that the players around him that have been helping him do so well are starting to get injured, but I'm sure that he can keep it up. He's been playing so amazing that I just don't expect him to turn it down anytime soon. Rafinha against Tottenham. I'm very worried about this one. I think that he's probably going to be a 2-point merchant this week. I think that Tottenham, their defense looked a lot better under Conte, and I think it's going to be a lot harder to score, especially with no like real defined striker. Like Bamford has been injured for so long, and I worry that them not having a lot of firepower up top is going to hurt them, and I think it's going to hurt Rafinha as well this week. But we'll have to wait and see. I don't know. Maybe he comes back and does really well, but I'm just a little bit worried about that one for Leeds. Foden against Everton. I mean, Everton's defense has been pretty poor these last few weeks, so I'm not too surprised if he does well. I think that he could do pretty well. Pickford is a player that I think can really make a lot of mistakes in that, so I'm hoping that Foden and Man City can take advantage of it. I'm hoping that he just starts at least, because I know he was away with England, and you know, Pep Roulette, you never know, he could be benched very easily, so we're hoping that he plays. Okay, so let's move on to their forward line. Forward line, I'm liking a lot. We got Kane, Tony, and Jimenez. Kane playing Leeds at home, I think is a really good starting fixture to their run of good fixtures. Kane in the international break scored a hat trick against I think it's Algeria or something like that. So starting to get back into the goal scoring form, which is nice to see. Really need that from Kane in these next couple weeks because he's been quite poor since we brought him in. But I think that him and Tottenham can do well, especially with Conte. I think that he can really rev them up and hopefully get them playing like they should be. Tony against Newcastle away. Newcastle, I think, is a crap team, so Tony, I think, can do quite well in that game. I'd be surprised if he comes away with no points again. Even an assist to Mbeumo, I think, is very likely. Hoping that Brentford can hopefully pick up the form that they had at the beginning of the season and start continuing to do well and push on for maybe a top 10 finish this year. And I hope that Tony could be part of that. Jimenez against West Ham at home. It's going to be a difficult one for him. He hasn't been on too much good form recently. He's been pretty weak. I mean, he scored in the Everton match, but that was a pretty lucky goal from a big Everton mistake. Other than that, he hasn't really been scoring much. But his fixtures do turn really good after the Newcastle game. He got Norwich and Burnley, and then after that, it's probably time to ship him for probably someone like Antonio or somewhere in that same price bracket. Maybe Callum Wilson if Eddie Howe's doing well. So let's look at the captain and vice captain this week. Starting off, we got Kane as vice captain. Very close between him and the captain this week, but I decided to put him in vice captain because I just think that the captain this week is too good, too good of form, too good of everything, and I do worry that Tottenham under this new regime could start slow. I think they're going to start fast and do well, but they could start slow and that could really hurt our team. So I'm deciding to play a little bit safer and captain Salah this week. Arsenal, they are a good team defensively, top 6 team, like I said before. In my opinion, they're still one of the better teams in the league. But I just think that Salah and Liverpool have been in such good form that I just don't expect them to not at least get an assist here like last week. Looking at our bench, it's quite strong. We got Foster in net. He's playing Manchester United, so that's why I decided to leave him on the bench instead of bringing him in for Ramsdale. If Foster was really playing any other team, I probably would have brought him in anyways, just because I think Liverpool away is such a terrible fixture that any team could be better than that. But Watford, they're so bad at defense that I just don't think that it's worth bringing him in. Livramento on the bench. He's playing Norwich, I believe, away. It'd be a great fixture to bring him in. I wouldn't be surprised if he does come on. I'm expecting one of Rudiger, Cancelo, Chilwell, or Foden to be benched. One of the 4. I can't imagine all 4 of them playing. That's just my opinion. I think that like Rudiger, like they all seem very nailed, like Rudiger for example. But the problem is I just think that they're all coming back from international break. I think that their managers like to rotate a lot, and I could see one of them being benched pretty easily. So I think Livramento will come on this week, but we'll have to wait and see. Smith Rowe right after him. I mean, it's Liverpool away. You don't really want to play any players against Liverpool away, so the fact that I even have Ramsdale in is a bit unfortunate. So Smith Rowe, 4th on the bench, or 2nd on the bench, sorry. 3rd on the bench, we got Brownhill. Like I said before, he's 2-point merchant, not going anywhere, probably just going to sit there for the rest of the season. Hopefully he does well when I eventually bench boost. So the predicted score for this team is 63.5, a very decent score, one of the higher ones again this season. Currently, right now, I believe we're 5-5 for beating our predicted scores, which is decent, but we could be doing a lot better. I would like to be beating our predicted scores more often than not. My personal predicted score is 61. I just see this team doing very decent. I think Salah will get a goal in this game, but I think that Ramsdale probably will concede a few goals. I don't see Rafinha scoring. I don't see Jimenez scoring. So because of those factors, I brought it down just a little bit from the predicted score. We're going into next week with 0.1 million in the bank, which is decent. It's nice to have something in the bank. But we do go in with 2 transfers, so I think somebody out. I could see myself potentially doing like a Rudiger down to Shimikas and then maybe Foden up to Son. That is something that I've definitely thought about, considering that Shimikas sounds like he's going to be playing a lot of games in the next few. I think Liverpool's fixtures are decent. I think that he's a decent player, and that's something that I definitely have considered. I've also considered Rudiger down to Reguilon and Foden down to Jota, and that will give us some money in the bank for the future when we want to eventually upgrade Kane and Jimenez to Antonio and Ronaldo, respectively. So yeah, those are the thought processes so far for the transfers. That's why I'm trying to keep as many as possible. Next game week will be interesting. It'll definitely I think this game week will definitely help me decide who I'm bringing in next week. I really think that I want at least one more Tottenham player for the fixtures that are coming up. I think the defender probably would be better than a forward, but Son has just been so amazing. He's been the best player on Tottenham, so it's hard to say no to him. Thank you all for watching. Please feel free to subscribe if you like the content or like it. And leave any comments about the team or your own team, and I can hopefully help you out any way I can. Good luck, everybody, and I hope you have a great game week. Cheers, everybody.